Hey everyone, in this video we'll take a look at the Gaomon M10K drawing tablet. The company Gaomon provided me with this tablet to test it out, which I have done for the last few days. Let's look at what's inside the box. You get the drawing tablet itself, a pen which comes in a little felt sleeve, a few extra nibs, a micro USB cable, and a manual which explains how to download the drivers and install the tablet. Before we look at the tablet itself, let's talk about the pen. In comparison to a lot of other tablets in the same price range, the pen does not need a battery or a charger. This makes the M10K a passive drawing tablet, which is great. You won't have to worry about losing power, replacing batteries, or having to draw with a cable sticking out of the pen. It can sense 2048 levels of pressure, which should be enough in most cases, and it has an eraser at the other end. Some people prefer switching tools using a keyboard shortcut, but having the option to rotate the pen and erase with the other end is always welcome. One downside of the pen is that it only features one button. With two buttons I would map both the right-click menu and the color picker tool to them, but here I can only pick one. This took some getting used to, but might not be a problem for those with a different workflow. It definitely slows me down a little bit. They designed the pen so that the button does not protrude from the pen, so that sometimes when using it for a long time, the pen rotates a bit in my hand and I lose track of where the button is. This makes it somewhat awkward to handle at times, as you have to look and rotate the pen back to a useful position. The pen also detects the angle at which it is tilted. This is used in software that supports this feature to create a more natural brush stroke. While it's not something that I make use of personally, I'm impressed to see this feature on a tablet in this price range. Now let's have a look at the tablet itself. Compared to other tablets, I would say it's medium sized and pretty light. For comparison, I'm also putting a sheet of A4 paper on it. The drawing surface itself is about 25 cm by 16 cm or 10 by 6.3 inches. This is actually my preferred size of tablet. On smaller ones you need to zoom in too much to work on details, while with larger ones you need to make large hand movements if you are working on broad strokes. The tablet features 10 express keys in groups of 5 and another button surrounded by a touch ring in the middle. Just moving your fingers back and forth on those buttons feels a bit flimsy. Actually pushing them has a very nice feel to it though. It's kind of soft, but at the same time you are sure the press has been registered. On the other end you will find a loop to put your pen into so it won't get lost. On the back side it has flat rubber feet, and they are doing a good job preventing the tablet from moving on the surface it's sitting on. Let's get it hooked up using the provided micro USB cable. The M10K does not support Bluetooth or a similar wireless technology, so you need to make sure you always have a cable with you. As usual, I recommend uninstalling all other tablet drivers first, because they tend to interfere with each other. If this is your first tablet, you won't need to worry about that. The drivers are easy to find on Gaomon's website, and after restarting your computer you are good to go. However, it's best to go through the configurations first. On the pen page you can find options to change the pressure sensitivity and the pen button function. You can change how it responds to pressure and the minimum amount of pressure you need to apply for the pen to detect a click. It may not look like it in the graphic, but Gaomon assured me it can be lowered to absolute zero. What I noticed is that depending on the software you use, you will always need to apply a little bit of pressure. Just moving the pen across the drawing surface will not be recognized in Photoshop. In Clip Studio, however, it worked fine. You can quickly test your settings in the little area at the top right. On the tablet page you can switch between right and left-handed mode and the projection. Here you can map the drawing surface to a smaller area of your screen or choose a single display if you have multiple screens like me. Finally, on the keys page you can configure the express keys and the touch ring. I was really looking forward to the touch ring because I am so used to it on my Intuos 4, which I've had for years. The ring can be a bit sensitive at times, but it's still very useful. Unfortunately, the button in the center ring cannot be mapped to any custom function, as it will always open up the configuration software. You can map the express keys to any combination of keystrokes by selecting them on this virtual keyboard. Sadly, it doesn't let you create different profiles per software, for example one mapping for Photoshop and another one for Paint Tool/SAI. The interface for all these configurations is totally okay, but expect a few weird translations here and there, at least when your system language is German. Now let's finally put the tablet to use and test the accuracy and pressure. The cursor feels really steady and the positional tracking works as you would expect. The pressure range is quite workable. If you feel like you need to apply too much pressure, which rests on the drawing surface over time, configure the pressure curve so that less turns into more. In conclusion, the Gaomon M10K is a good tablet in this price class. At the time of making this video it costs around 90 euros in Germany or $75 in the US. Compared to other tablets in the price range, it's in no way inferior. It's a reliable tablet with minor flaws like a slightly oversensitive touch ring or having just one button on the pen. If you can look past these things, I can recommend it, no matter if this is your first tablet or if you want to upgrade from a smaller one. The fact that the pen does not require a battery or a charger is great because it's always usable. If you have a similar tablet that's lacking features the M10K has, it might be worth looking into, but it's not breaking any boundaries by any means. I hope this review was helpful for you, and if you have any questions about my experience with it, post those in the comments below.